smoke and fire. I was falling on the alleyway. A young boy cries. Mercy is a word on the air, and now let me die. With nothing on my shoulders but the weight of my family's love. Light me up and leave me on the mountain until the sun comes up. Teach me what you have to teach. All that land that slipped into the ocean with a big green hand, waving like a flag on the beach. And now let me die. Nothing in my pocket but a flower and a stone from the sea. A stone from the sea. Leave me with a paper and a pen and a long black car. Empty as the edge of the world. I know I won't leave. Rich man lying in the ground, he'll leave me. He'll leave me. He'll leave me. Thank you. That was a tune of mine called Long Black Car. This whole set that you're going to hear tonight was actually, it's my own music, and it is delightful to have these really, really talented players here to help me share that with you tonight. That was a tune called Long Black Car. It's going to be on a studio project that I'm working on right now. It's going to start coming out later this fall. And this second tune is also on that studio project. It's called San Francisco, and it was written as inspired by a road trip that ended on the Pacific coast, and you'll hear some of that language in the song. And on the studio project, it's going to be a collaboration with a really cool Americana band called The End of America, TEOA, and not just based on the writing and the overall vibe of the song, but I felt like they were a really good fit because the band name actually comes from a Kerouac passage about reaching the end of America at the Pacific coast. And so I felt like it was a nice match, and it's really going to sound pretty incredible on the EP. This is the live version as a trio. It's called San Francisco. Somewhere the air is alive, the bees keep the hive, the riverbed stretches and waits for the rains to arrive, but it will not survive. Somewhere you lay your head on a four-poster bed, the canopy open, you fall through tomorrow instead, to the hard days ahead. But oh, the sky big as those eyes, it takes all the time in the world and gives it to somebody else. It swings like a necklace of pearls, it drops like a coin in a well. Somewhere out on the road, get what I'm owed, a tumbleweed dancer will ride like the wind to the coast, to San Francisco. Somewhere and red roses crowned, a stone on a mound that breathes in a sunrise with all those ghosts in the ground, but it's nothing profound. But oh, the sky big as those eyes, it takes all the time in the world and gives it to somebody else. It swings like a necklace of pearls, it drops like a coin in a well. Oh, the sky big as those eyes, takes all the time in the world and gives it to everyone else. Yeah, it swings like a necklace of pearls, it drops like a coin in a well. Thank you. So the next tune on our set list has this one has the longest introduction of anything on my set, and I love telling stories. It'll probably come through in the writing of my songs as well, but I feel like I come from a folk music background, and I learned how to play music and write music in a coffee house and a listening room, and to me, the deepest impact that I ever felt from music was when the artist that I was listening to had a minute or two to explain what it meant to them, what inspired the song that they wrote. And so a few times through my sets, I like to try to take that time, and this is one of them. So the song that we're going to play, it's called City of Roses, and I wrote it thinking about two distinct timelines. The first being that anybody that has been born or continued living through the last 75 years or so has, before too long in their life, come into contact with the concept of nuclear war, of a nuclear disaster, whatever form that may take, whether it be news or just casual conversation. And it's somewhat inescapable. And the fact of the matter is, the reality is that was a line that was crossed and cannot be uncrossed. There's no going back from that reality. And on a similar timeline, there's been a huge increase in the availability and the strength of drugs, whether that be prescription opioids or other illicit substances. And this song came about as a way of connecting the two timelines, and I don't think that it's the only factor. There are many factors that play into that second timeline, but I felt like there was a correlation. And the reason was that, living with that reality, I think really contributes to the feeling that nothing matters. And especially when you're in your darkest times, I feel like that weight contributes to that feeling. And then that feeling contributes to perhaps your likelihood of trying certain substances or continuing to abuse substances. And so this song was I guess my way of trying to connect the two, and it's pretty dark, but we'll get through it. We'll get through it together. So it's called City of Roses. I used to dance round a candlestick, flame in the darkness. And I used to scream my own freedom at hollow black skies. And I grew from a seed that was soaked in the blood of my likeness, to a ghost in the alleyway watching my childhood die. I fell in love with a tourniquet girl in the city. I found a rosary broken and laid at her feet. And I prayed for the end of my suffering, greed and self-pity, to a God that lay twisted and motionless down on the street. I had a dream last night that everyone woke at the same time, with the loud noise and the bright light. We thought to ourselves in the back of our minds, what a beautiful dream it is, we leave behind. Oh, child, isn't it just like they told us? Watching the colors collide, all in an instant it's over. Just close your tired eyes. Picture a city of roses, a blooming skyline sunrise. I used to float through a marigold sky by the ocean, and I used to ring from the steeple of rhythm and rhyme, and I grew from a waterfall pulled by my own inner motion to a cliff by the harbor side, cut by the passing of time. I had a dream last night that everyone awoke at the same time, with a loud, loud noise and a bright light. We thought to ourselves in the back of our minds, what a beautiful dream it is we leave behind. What a beautiful dream it is we leave behind. Thank you. We're going to play a happy one now. So the next tune is actually, it's really about, shaking things off, shaking off what's bothering you and having a good time. And I started writing it because through my day job, I get to talk to a lot of people that really, really love music, and a lot of people that went to the original Woodstock festival, and they not only did they love music, they love talking about how they went to the Woodstock festival, and so I started thinking about those people and the children of those people, and how, when those kids started getting into some of the things that their parents were so vocal about themselves doing, there must have been some awkward situations about, how are you trying to get me in trouble for this? Or you talk about it all the time. And so that's how the song originally started. You'll hear that in the first verse, and then from there it sort of turned into just a song about shaking it off and having a good time. It's called "Shake Those Blues." Mama and your papa sure been smoking grass. Mama and your papa sure been smoking grass. Mama and your papa sure been smoking all day, ripping and a rolling and a toting. Mama and your papa sure been smoking grass. Well, follow all the rules and see what fun you have. Follow all the rules and see what fun you have. Follow all the rules and it ain't no fun. No little bit of singing never hurt no one. Follow all the rules and see what fun you have. Meet me at the jailhouse, don't say why we're there. Meet me at the jailhouse, won't say why we're there. Meet me at the jailhouse, don't say why we're gonna break those bars down, dance all night now. Meet me at the jailhouse, don't say why we're there. Come on the rooftop, shake those blues away. Come on the rooftop, shake those blues away. Come on the rooftop, shake those blues. You can leave them hard times, just cut loose now. Come on the rooftop, shake those blues away. Shake those blues away. Come on the rooftop, shake those blues away. Come on the rooftop, shake those blues. You can leave them hard times, just cut loose. Come on the rooftop, shake those blues away. Meet me at the jailhouse, don't say why we're there. Follow all the rules and see what fun you had. Mama and your papa show smoking grass. Thank you. Again, that's J.P. Hobbs on the keyboard there, Sara Milonovich on the fiddle. I'm going to keep sort of flip-flopping between trying to make you cry and then showcasing all of their amazing talents. So it'll be a nice little roller coaster we're on here. So I drove down today from Saratoga Springs. That's where I live, Saratoga Springs, New York. But I'm Saratoga Springs, New York. Yeah. But I'm not originally from there. I was born and grew up in a place called Gloucester, Massachusetts. Yeah, it's lovely fishing town on the coast. And my family is still there. In this next song, you'll hear some of that geography in the song. It's a true story. It's a song about. It's a story about taking care of someone that you love while they get old and start to forget a little bit about who they are and who you are. And the care is a full-time job, and it can get hard to truly appreciate the time that you have left together. And this is a song about staying grateful for all of the little moments that happen during all of that care. And it's from the perspective of my mom. It's called All the Summertime Sunshine. In the morning I'll make a strong cup of coffee, and you'll watch the birds on the rocks by the seaside. And I'll play your favorite Schubert concerto. You'll find a pear on the counter that fell from your tree. And oh, doesn't it taste like heaven? And in the afternoon we'll set a table for and a word once or twice, we'll lose many more. Watching the waves, you'll try and remember my name, and I'll sit here watching the last rose you cut from the garden. And oh, doesn't it smell like heaven? And in the evening I'll light a bergamot candle, and we'll say a prayer like your mother did when you were young. And I'll leave the light on outside in the hallway. You'll turn your head on your pillow to look at the moon. And oh, doesn't it look like heaven? Morning I'll watch the sun as it rises. Out in the harbor, the fishing boats leave like they do, and I'll hold your hand and tell you I love you, while all the summertime sunshine comes through the window. And oh, doesn't it feel like heaven? Oh, doesn't it feel like heaven? Thank you.